Good morning, welcome back to the channel on a very wet Wednesday morning. We're over in Patong. We've had to come over here because Nat's just picked up one of the hire bikes from a customer that's staying in the Patong Tower, and I've been talking to him this morning, asking about his stay and what it's like there. It's his second stay in the Patong Tower, and he said it's very nice. So for all those people that ask me regular where to stay in Patong, maybe you want to consider there, because he's saying he's had a very nice day, and it's literally less than 500 yards to the beach. You can see the hotel just there, and we're on the beach, not just on the path by the beach, so the beach is just there, as you can see. So you can see how close we are, and I thought I'd come out in the pouring rain and do a video, something different. You can see what Patong is like when it's pouring down with rain. And why am I doing this video? Well, let me ask you a question. Why do you think Phuket is so green? And the clue is the rain, because a lot of people always ask about the weather here in Phuket. In fact, a lot of people are obsessed by the weather here in Phuket, especially people that are coming on holiday. And I understand that when you go on holiday, as a tourist, you want sunshine. However, you should know certain things about the island of Phuket. Out of a high season, and I say that loosely, and high season normally runs from December till about the end of March, beginning of April. After that time, really the weather becomes unpredictable and unreliable. That isn't to say you don't have sun and it's not warm, because it is. It's hot all the time. Even now with the pouring rain, I'm not cold at all. Not the same as if I was in the UK walking around in the pouring rain. It's not cold. It's not quite as hot as it would be on a sunny day, of course, but the temperatures, it's still in the high 20s, very close to 30 degrees, so it's not cold even though it's pouring down with rain. In fact, it's quite refreshing to go around in the rain. But outside of these times that I've mentioned, December to March, the weather becomes very unpredictable, and a lot of people will say, well, I was there last year and it was a lovely sunny day in May. Well, unfortunately, the weather here in Thailand, because we're in the tropics, is changeable and unpredictable. And what the weather was doing last year is not going to be what the weather's doing this year. So people that spend a lot of time on the internet asking questions about how the weather is, you are wasting your time. I understand that you want a nice holiday. I understand these things. Of course, we all do. But if you're going to come to Thailand, April till the end of November, then you have to accept people swimming there. That's not a good idea, because the red flags are here, and there's been a few drownings here, especially in the last few days. A guy at Patong Beach has lost his life. There was a body discovered yesterday or the day before, and it looks like he drowned. This time of year, the sea, the undercurrents are very bad, so be very wary of that. I'm not telling you don't do it, that's your choice. If you want to make that decision, you have to obviously live with the consequences. It's a bad idea to go in the sea. You can see there's a lifeguard there. Really, he should be telling them to come out, but he doesn't have the authority to stop people from going in the sea. But you can see all along the beach, and this is something I cover every year, that's, you know, I take quite seriously. Red flags. The red flags are there for your safety, not for fun. If you want to go in and be stupid and risk your own life, that is up to you. But unfortunately, these guys who don't get paid a lot have to come in and risk their life to save your stupidity. So please keep that in mind. If it's bad, don't venture into the sea. Do yourself a favour, use a hotel swimming pool. So as I was saying about the weather, if you're going to come in low season, then you've got to accept it's going to rain. And I would suggest that you spend your time looking for things that you can do should it rain. Now, obviously, it's not a guarantee that you're going to get sun or that it's going to rain. You just don't know. But unfortunately, the last 5 or 6 days, we have seen a lot of rain here in Phuket, which is unusual, to be fair, because normally we get a couple of hours and then it'll go nice in the afternoon, or maybe it'll rain half a day or a day at the very worst, and then it'll clear up. But the last 6 days, we have seen a fair amount of rain. Localised flooding takes place here across Phuket. As you will see in the coming weeks, if this rain persists, flood waters build up very quick because it's the amount of rain we get in a very short period of time. It can rain a massive volume in a matter of an hour, which unfortunately overwhelms the storm systems here. You can hear the thunder. It's a real poor morning, to be honest. We've actually had to go from where we live in Chuntalay all the way to Shillong because the guy who'd rented the bike from us, he obviously gives Nat a deposit. She'd left the deposit at the business by mistake, and we were there yesterday because it was Tuesdays is our day off, but she forgot all about it, didn't pick it up, so we've had to drive in the pouring rain from Chuntalay to Shillong, which is a 45-minute trip, to pick up the deposit, then to drive from Shillong to Patong to obviously take back the hire bike. But unfortunately Nat has put the key for the bike under the seat, not thinking, because it's the pouring rain, and now she can't open the ignition because it's one of those keyless ignitions. So we've now got to go, after I've finished this filming, back home because you have to use a special key to open the seat because she's locked the keys under the seat and she can't move the ignition key. So it's turning into not a good day for us at the moment, but I wanted to do some filming on the Patong Beach to show all the people. This is the weather in May. Now, it's not saying that next May is going to be pouring down with rain like this. It may be lovely and sunny next year, or last year it may have been nice and sunny. Have a look through some of my older videos. I do videos all the time and you can see the outside weather. Look at the dates when they were published. That will give you a better idea, but do not use that as a guide, because just because today, this time last year, was a lovely sunny day, doesn't mean that it's a lovely sunny day this year, unfortunately. And this is how the Phuket weather works. So just bear that in mind. Spend your time more wisely. Let's go for a walk. Spend your time looking for things to do if it rains. It may not rain. You may come out here for a week, 2 weeks, whatever your stay is. We'll go this way now. Go down towards Bangla Road. And you may have lovely weather. And if that happens, then think yourself very lucky at this time of year. Or any time up to the end of October. September and October are what we call monsoon months, and what I mean by that is you are liable to get very heavy rain, even though it's heavy today and we're in May and not October. But we have seen in past years gone by some very bad weather in September and October. Parts of Phuket town flooding, everywhere really, parts of Patong flooding, because the storm system just gets overwhelmed because of the volume of rain. So as I've said, just use it as a guide, but my biggest recommendation is always have some things that you can do if the weather's not good outside. Hopefully you won't need them, but spending your time online asking people what the weather was like in May of 2024, 23, whenever, is not really the way to go, because it's so unpredictable here, the weather is, and it's very difficult. I've lived here now for 7 years, and over those 7 years I have seen even rain, heavy rain in March. How do I know this? Well, in 2016 I bought my first big Kawasaki 1000cc motorbike. I bought that in late September, and when I came over for 6 months in December, I wanted to ride my new bike, as you would. But you know, every Sunday, which was the Sundays were the day that I used to go out riding with a group of friends and people that were in a motorbike group. Every Sunday for nearly 6 months it rained, because I'd got this new bike and all I wanted to do was ride it, and it was raining every Sunday. So it stopped us going from many places. Look at the videos. I tried to do some videos, and it rained all the way up to the end of March virtually, and I've never seen that before. I've never seen it. So anything is possible. That's what I'm trying to say to you. Anything is possible with the weather over here. So I understand people want good weather, and I understand that sometimes people can only come at certain times of the year, whether it's children restrictions, whether it's work restrictions. I understand all these restrictions, but what you have to understand is Thailand is a country that has good weather, but not all the time, and it's changing from year to year. As the climates change, you're going to get sunshine in months that you would normally get rain, and rain in months that you would normally get sunshine. It's just the way it goes. It's very, very unpredictable. So if you do not want to see any rain at all, you want a holiday that has no rain, then I suggest two things. You either book your holiday between December and March, and again, it's not 100% guarantee, but you will see sunshine during your stay. Or you go somewhere else and don't come to Phuket in the months outside, or Thailand, because Thailand is prone to rain and you have to accept it. So you can still have a fantastic holiday. Just because it's raining, it doesn't mean you're going to have a crap holiday, but that is down to you and looking for things that you can do in the pouring rain. Now, I have covered a few videos on my channel of things that you can do when it rains. Massage is one option, day spas, obviously shopping malls. I realise that people don't go on holiday to spend their holiday in a shopping mall, I totally agree, but these are some things that you can do while it's raining, and hopefully it's not going to rain for too long. I mean, this afternoon it could be a lovely sunny afternoon. I've seen it go from weather like this to beautiful blue sky within an hour, but it's not a guarantee. And like I've said, the last 5 or 6 days it has really rained on and off nearly all day and night, which is unusual, but that's the way it is this year, unfortunately. So just bear these things in mind. I wanted to bring you out in the pouring rain, get soaking wet. I'm going to be out and about in the rain in the coming weeks because people want to see what the weather's like. People want to see what Phuket is like when the weather's not blue skies. There is Bangla Road in Patong, and you can see it's virtually deserted. So now is a great time to walk down Bangla Road and explore the shops because there's not going to be many people about. All you need is one of these. Get yourself some decent waterproofs and away you go. It doesn't have to stop you from having a good time. It's all about your frame of mind. But if your frame of mind is that you don't like rain and you don't want to be in the rain, then you need to seriously consider when you book your holidays to Phuket, because booking it at this time of year in rainy season is not always a wise move. I love it when it rains, it's nice and cool. Sometimes you get fed up with the heat. Morning! You see, people are still smiling and happy. I know, of course, it's not great fun, but you have to have the right frame of mind. If you're going to come to Thailand in this time of year, you need the right frame of mind. Oh, we've got some lightning going on now. Not good. So, I hope you've enjoyed this look at Patong in the thunder. Now I'm going to drive all the way back to Shirtalay to pick up a key to come all the way back to Patong so that Nat can go to the business and open the shop. So if you're looking for motorbike hire, give us a bell, see what Nat can do for you, and I will speak to you very soon.